How's it going, folks? So we're on, what are we on? Wow, it's been a while, right? Day 11. We're at the halfway point. Can you believe it? It's going fast. So we're at day 11, and today we're talking all about content marketing and how you can use it as your frontline sales team. So while the audience is building, as Facebook is kindly telling me, I'm going to go ahead. If you're jumping in, I'd love for you guys to go ahead and drop a comment in and let me know who you are and where you're from. I'd love to be able to, hey, how's it going, Carrie? Welcome. I'm just going to make sure that we're all in here and we're all good to go. And it looks like everything is good. Awesome. All right. So, again, if you're watching the replay, please feel free to jump in the comments, I'd love for your information as well because, hey, I'm not a content writer, I'm not a marketer, so I'd love to be able to get your advice as well. Hi, Eva. Ben, awesome. How's it going, guys? Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Annalyn from Canada, awesome. Great, thanks. Getting a big crowd in here. If you guys like this and what I'm talking about, please go ahead and share this. I want to try to get as many people in here as possible. We got several people on already. I'd love for that little notification to say that it's the biggest one yet. So content marketing, right? I'm a developer. I provide e-commerce services. You know, many people out there are not writers and they're not marketers, right? We provide a service. We have a skill that is not about content. So how can we use content, our content specifically, as our frontline sales team, right? And I'm going to share with you 3 ways in which you can do this, all right? So far we've covered a lot of ground up until this halfway point, right? We've talked a lot about the foundation, but we've also talked a lot about processes and building in those systems, right? So today we're going to talk about being that small fish in that large ocean of the internet, right? We're going to learn a little bit on how you can leverage your existing content to make more people aware of you and get those better qualified leads into your business. So let's have some fun with this. If you like what I say, give me a thumbs up, or even better, I love seeing those emojis fly by. So let's just jump into it. If you have any questions, please feel free, drop them into the comments. I almost said conversation comments, which I guess it's a conversation as well. Drop them in there. I'll do Q&A at the end and we'll be able to bang those out as well. So the first thing is you should be writing, right? If you're not writing blog posts, I talked a while back, I don't remember which day it was, but about your first 3 blog posts, and I gave you a list of ideas that you can use right away. You want to use these blog posts, and they could be answering questions that your existing leads and clients offer, right? Why your service is good for someone, but better yet, why is your service bad for someone, right? These are all ideas that I kind of threw out there, but you want to use these blog posts and cross-promote them in different channels, right? You want to be able to, create that awareness of who you are, because you never really know who and where that person is, right? So let's say you love Facebook, right? We're all on Facebook Live right now. We're talking and we're sharing information here, but let's say somebody's out there on Twitter and they never go to Facebook, right? How do you reach them? They could be your ideal long-lasting client and give you money month over month over month, but yet, hey Ursula, they give you money month over month over month, but if you're never on Twitter, you're never going to get that client. So you want to be able to cross-promote that blog, and it's very easy with tools like Buffer and SmarterQ and Edgar and all of these other tools out there. Just grab your CTA and just push it out there. Second thing is use Zapier to scour the internet for you. You know, I've been playing a lot about Zapier over the years, and well, they started adding in things like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all these things where you can search, right? So if you have a lead magnet or you have a call to action in a blog post, right? Let's say your call to action is answering a question that you get over and over and over again, right? Set up a Zapier recipe to search Twitter for that question and drop it into a spreadsheet. You know, use Google Sheets. You can drop it in the spreadsheet and it'll allow you to, you know, review that Excel spreadsheet whenever you're available, right? So you don't have to constantly be on Twitter real time. Just be able to maybe set some time at the end of the week and review that spreadsheet, okay? So that's your frontline sales. They, you know, sure, you might get some junk in there, but if your call to action is very concise enough and very actionable, then be able to, hey Pete, how's it going? Thanks for jumping in. You'd be able to just browse that for like 15 minutes at the end of the week and be able to reach right back out to them, you know? So use Zapier to do some of that legwork for you. And lastly, you want to track what works and what doesn't work, right? You want to allow it some time to breathe though, right? So for example, right, if you've been following me for most of this year, you know that I've been on Snapchat for the better part of the year, right? And the reason why I did that was to see if there were other people out there in Snapchat land, or wherever they want to call that space, if they were going to be my ideal client. Annalyn says that the video is stopping from time to time. I don't know if anybody else is encountering that. I haven't gotten anything notice, so I do apologize if that's happening. Maybe just refresh. You can always try that. But try different platforms. Give it some time. Give it some breath, right? So, you know, I did it for 6 months out of the year, right? The first 6 months, January to June, I did it daily. So I wanted to pick it up, right? Well, hey, I landed a client out of that. I wasn't expecting to, but I figured, hey, let me try this thing in Snapchat, see if it works, right? So obviously there was somebody out there for me in Snapchat, right? You could do this with Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever it might be. Just give it some time. Just spend some quality time in that platform, in that sandbox, and see if there's somebody that's going to come over and be your client. So, again, this is a large ocean, right? If you have any questions, now's the time. I'd love to be able to answer them if you have any. But like I said, you're in that large ocean. But there are ways in which you can find your ideal client out there in various platforms, whether it's Facebook to LinkedIn, right? Use your existing blog posts and cross promote in various different platforms, right? Second, use Zapier and create just quick zaps that allow your calls to action search those different platforms so that you don't necessarily have to spend time and going down the rabbit hole of each of these social platforms to see if there's somebody out there. And lastly, track what you do. Give it some time. See what might happen in the allotted space that you give it. And if it doesn't work, move on, you know? So definitely want to, let me see, I don't know if there were any questions, but if they're not, I want to share with you guys, I know some of you in here are going to attend, I think it's in about a half an hour actually. I'm going to be holding a pitch-free, nothing, I'm not going to sell you anything, right? A pitch-free webinar, and it's about tracking your content progress, you know, finding out if it's working for you, what's working, how to know that if you see a variance in something, what can we do to make that variance improve or even decrease depending on what we're looking at. So please go ahead and join the Sustainable Freelancer Facebook group. It's res.com/Facebook. That'll jump you right in there. There's still time to get in. You have to register for this webinar because I would love to do it Facebook Live, but my computer does not allow me to do that. So I had to do it via webinar. It's all about value and content to you guys. So there's no pitch at all. I'm not going to sell you anything. Alan says, must be the internet. All right, so I'm going to have, Ben says, I'm going to have dinner at 100 miles an hour and then I'll join the webinar. All right, don't choke. Hey, Ben, can't you just bring dinner to your laptop or watch it, you know? You don't have to necessarily eat through. Pete asks, can you give me an example of what you're automating with Zapier IFTTT and the value it could provide? Well, Pete, I'm automating tons of different things. As far as content marketing goes though, one thing I've been doing is exactly setting up those zaps to be able to just search Twitter for certain key phrases that I'm looking for and dumping that into a Google Sheet. This way I don't have to worry about it. Just on Friday, I can spend 15-20 minutes perusing that spreadsheet and I click on the link and jump into that conversation. I don't have to necessarily be active all the time in doing this, and I don't miss anything that happened from the previous week, right? So that's one thing. I would definitely be able to help you out in building that if that's something that you're looking for. As far as other things, I use Zapier and IFTTT for a lot of my automation. I happen to use IFTTT for automatically saying my to-dos to my Amazon Echo, and it goes right into Todoist. So I look for all sorts of shortcuts and ways to optimize my business, and Zapier definitely helps me connect some of those dots if it's not natural enough between the applications. So awesome, Pete. Yeah, definitely go ahead and give that a try, because you can get down into the weeds. Hey Joe, how's it going? Long time. So it's basically, you want to be able to capitalize on being able to build out the process and then analyze that process so that you can build a system around it. And that's really what Zapier and IFTTT allows you to do. So if there's no further questions, I don't think there are, please, if this was valuable to you guys, please go ahead and share this. I would love to be able to, I would love to be able to get as much into the conversation as possible. I know content marketing as someone who doesn't write or doesn't market is tough. So I did it. I'm able to do it, and I would love to be able to have other conversations and find out what other people are doing too. So until tomorrow, or if I'll see you in about less than a half an hour now, it's your time to feast.